This is KEHGRY. Good morning, Zach.
Hey, good morning, Eric. KEHGRY, KE8BSM. Yep, just monitoring what's coming near the shoreline now.
At GR level 3, I'm in prime position to check out what's coming. Storm tracks are pointed right towards my house.
Oh, roger that. Yeah, we're keeping an eye on it. We'll see what happens. Although it looks like, at least on the last few scans here, it looks like it is weakening. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I haven't gone to bed yet.
Oh, that's okay. My sleep wasn't the best last night anyway, so who knows? Maybe you're the one that had the upside to it.
Yeah, that very well could be. Yeah, I'm starting to come to. I've been lying in bed for a couple hours there. I couldn't fall asleep, but yeah, you're probably right. The only disadvantage is I have no caffeine, and I could go for some right now. Anyway, we'll see what happens with this. Definitely hearing thunder off in the distance. So we'll definitely. I am detecting lightning on my weather station.
According to my place file that shows lightning, I'm seeing lightning in the storm as well. And well, we never get this at our house. It never comes straight at us.
Oh, well, hey. First time for anything, but yeah, very good. So you're using, is that your lightning detection, is that a GR level 3 layer you said? And I'm curious, what is it? Are you paying for an Allison House subscription, or do you have a free lightning, free lightning layer? Just curious.
I have a free lightning layer from Place File Nation. Aaron showed it to me, and so it's nice to have it and be able to turn it on and off as needed. So So that's what I've got.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. I must be relatively new because I check out Place File Nation now and then, and I don't recall the last time I checked seeing lightning detection layer. So that's really cool. Place File, I mean, not layer. That's really cool that there's a free one available. I've got an Allison House subscription, so I get lightning detection through them, which is really neat, but obviously that costs money. So, but there's a few other cool things I can do with it, and it's great too because I use it for GR Level 3, but I also use another radar program called WSV3, and I can use some stuff with that from Allison House as well, and one subscription to handle them all at least, which is cool. But yeah, obviously you're paying a premium for that data.
Indeed, yeah, I know the whole. I mean, the data isn't always the most up to date. Like, I can tell you that there's a storm kind of trailing me, or trailing. And it was kind of funny to look at. I had it up when the radar was down last week, and I could see where things were from the lightning, but then I couldn't see what it was.
Yeah, I get you, and yeah, all good. Oh boy. Anyway, let me hydrate here real quick. Eric, I'm going to take a quick break here and catch up on something here real quick. Just make sure that I'm ahead of the game just in case anything happens, and hydrate real quick. But yeah, I'll be here obviously for a little bit, and I should probably just go ahead and reread the marine warning text here, so I'll do that in just a second. I'm going to hydrate real quick. And this is KE8BSM, Ottawa County Skywarn. Again, we're in condition green, no formal nets at this time. All I ask is stations leave long pauses between transmissions, just in case somebody from Ottawa County Skywarn needs to make a transmission. National Weather Service in Grand Rapids has issued a special marine warning for nearshore and open waters from Holland to Whitehall until 6:45 a.m. Eastern Time. At 4:50 a.m. Eastern Time, severe thunderstorm was located over St. Francis, moving east at 35 knots. Hazards include wind gusts 34 knots or greater and large hail. This is radar indicated. Impacts include small craft could be damaged and briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Large hail could result in structural damage. Locations impacted include Grand Haven Light and the Mona Lake Channel. Precautionary and preparedness actions. Boaters should seek safe harbor immediately until the storm passes. Wind gusts 34 knots or greater, large hail, high waves, dangerous lightning and heavy rain are possible with this storm. Frequent lightning is occurring with this storm. If caught on the open water, stay below deck if possible. Keep away from ungrounded metal objects. KE8BSM, Ottawa County Skywarn, and again, we are condition green. No formal net at this time. Hey, good morning, John, NAWVN, KE8BSM. How are you doing?
Well, not too bad. Yeah, I thought I heard a noise outside, and I stepped out the back door, and I'm standing. Well, fortunately, it wasn't raining very hard, but I had to scamper back inside. But I hear a little bit of boomers around, but nothing serious here as of yet.
Yeah, actually, looking at radar here, the last couple scans. Let's see. What was I going to say? Oh, looking at the scans here, yeah, the heavy rain, the significant stuff looks like is really weakened here at the Ottawa County shoreline, and it actually looks like these are it's breaking up. But earlier, yeah, Aaron said he saw a hail core on radar, but that was a few scans back. But that's gone now, and yeah, it looks like the storm is just dissipating as it comes on shore.
Okay, you mentioned radar. Now I remembered what I wanted to tell you. The other day when NWS was off, and actually they got the radar back up in, 3 days, which is actually pretty good if they took a strike. So for a situation like that, because I had that happen 3 times on me when I did Skywarn. I lost the radar. And when you start going to other radars, boy, you got a really poor view of what's going on here. What I did was, through a project that I worked with in 8XPQ a few years earlier, I had a little utility. It's called WGET, WGET, and it's a little utility that you can run out of a batch file, and what it does, you can find website addresses for all the radars, like at Channel 3, Channel 8, Channel 13, or any other TV stations or other things on the net. It'll automatically download them like every 4 seconds, or 4 minutes. You can put them in a folder on your hard drive, and if you open up Explorer and look at that folder, it'll show you little icon pictures of all the local radars, and they will automatically update.
Oh, that's really neat. Yeah, I'm familiar with WGET. I've used it to automate image downloads from Google and stuff, and yeah, writing my own scripts and stuff like that. WGET does come in handy for stuff like that. And it's really cool if you know how to utilize it properly. But I never thought of using it to scan for radar sites. That's pretty neat. Yeah, being down for 3 days is not bad at all things considering. They got the radar restored pretty quickly, which is awesome in its own right. So, yeah, that was interesting, that's for sure. And, yeah, that's the thing, you know. Gaylord is too far north. But yeah, if you're using Milwaukee or Fort Wayne, yeah, you really need to. It's really hard to discern what's really happening here. But that's where Skywarn comes in, you know, like, you know, the eyes on the ground provide the ground truth. With or without radar, I mean, we can look up and, you know, and see what's going on, you know, which, you know, definitely provides NWS with better data.
Okay, well, I wasn't sure if you were aware of that or not, but yeah, you can take that little utility, and you can set it up and put a bunch of lines of address in a batch file, and put the address to like everybody's radar, so you can have a little folder full of all the radar images. And the TV radars are, they're not as good as NWS, but because there's so many of them, it actually gives you a pretty good picture, where Channel 3 has got a pretty good radar and does a really great job for looking at the bottom end of the storms that are coming across the bottom of Ottawa County. And you can see what's on the bottom and what's trailing the storm, in case you're dragging a funnel cloud along with it. But yeah, I'd have to dig up the batch files and stuff I got on the other computer. But that might not be a bad little project to come up with for any of the Skywarn people, is just to have that, because, man, if you're right in the middle, if you got a whole bad line of bad storms coming in, you're in the middle of it, and all of a sudden your radar goes away, that's no fun. I've been there.
Yeah, no, it's not. No, it's not. Not at all. I know that made last week's net, Skywarn net, very challenging, at least. So, yeah, it was hard to see what was going on radar since Grand Rapids was out. So it was like, well, if hopefully somebody out there reports what's going on. And, yeah, that's really good to know. And for some reason, I thought a lot of TV stations didn't have radar anymore. I thought they were all just using the NWS radar. I honestly didn't think ZZM had a radar anymore. I thought most news stations, just to save money nowadays, were getting rid of their own radar in favor of just using NWS feed. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I read an article about that maybe a few months back, and I feel like I talked about it on the radio with somebody too, but I don't remember. KE8BSM.
NAWVN. I don't know. That probably would be something to check out. That having a local radar, which isn't as good to look at the storm, is better than trying to look at the storm from so far away that you're not even seeing anything below 5,000 or 6,000 feet. But I think, is Eric still out there? If you are, Eric, go ahead. NAWVN.
EHRY here, and I am still out there. There's definitely lightning in the area. It's interesting you say that, because I remember a few years ago, NWS went down. This was before I was a ham, so quite a few years ago. But I remember sending an email to Channel 8 going, how do you still have radar? Because I assume they use NWS. And they were like, oh, we have our ways. They didn't actually spell out how they still had their radar, but that was interesting. KEHRY.
Yeah, KE8BSM. Oh, let's see here. Yeah. Well, maybe they do. Maybe What TV still has their own radar. I thought a lot of stations, though, got rid of their radar in favor of just using NWS. One, more accurate, but two, saves money, because Doppler radar, to have your own, costs a lot of money. Believe me, if I had the money, I would love to have my own Doppler weather radar here at the house. I would love something like that for my own private, personal use. But, oh, good grief. Very expensive. Very, very expensive. I don't even want to know what the cost would be to maintain something like that, especially at a large scale. I mean, I've heard of people trying to build their own Doppler radars, at least, with, on a very small scale, something more portable that storm spotters could take in the field with them. But outside of that, that's really about it. Over to you, John.
Okay. Well, I don't know. That might not be some bad idea just to check out to make sure. You probably just cost money for your TV station. You want your own radar. I don't know what the going price would be now, but if you go back 10, 12 years, at that time, you're still talking $100 and some grand for your radar, plus whatever operating costs it might be. But the TV stations, even at that time, they use the NWS radar for the presentation in the program, but they still did have their own radar. And I just thought it was really great because I went in and I picked all the TV stations on the other side of the lake, like Green Bay, Milwaukee, all the other places, and then picked everything around here. And even at that time, man, I can't remember. I'm not sitting at the same computer anymore. There was also a place where you could find out, because there are several FAA radar sites that used to have data that you could access. So, but it's just a thought in case you lost your main radar site here. You could I made a little icon which started the batch file and automatically download the images, and then I'd open up. I made a shortcut on the desktop that opened up Explorer with a shortcut to that directory. So, but it was kind of handy. Yeah, first time I got right in the middle, it was really, really bad weather, and I really, really depended on that image, and all of a sudden it was gone, and I was in a panic. We had 30-some check-ins for the Skywarn net, lots of bad weather, and the EOC was staffed, and we had somebody at 9/11, and I had nothing to tell them.
KE8BSM, let me see if I have it. Okay. KE8BSM, Ottawa County Skywarn. The National Weather Service office in Grand Rapids has expired the marine warning from Grand Haven to Whitehall, Holland to Grand Haven. At this time, we are going to keep an eye on things for a little bit here. And, oh, wait a minute. Actually, stand by. NAWVN, NAWPQ. Morning. On the way in, I'll quick stop by your front door about 5 minutes out. Drop that receiver off.
Okay, yeah, I'll be out of here. Zach and Eric, I'll be out of here for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I'm going to go out front and meet Mike, and then I'll be back. N8WVN.
Okay, break. All right, KE8BSM, Ottawa County Skywarn. We're going to go ahead and stand down now from green mode at this time. We were just concerned about that special marine warning earlier, but since that has expired and the cell in the county right now is not doing much other than maybe some rain and little thunder and lightning, that's about all it's doing. So we're going to stand down from green mode and return the repeater back to full amateur radio use at this time. Thanks, everybody, for being here this morning, and hope everybody gets some sleep. And John and Mike, sounds good. KE8BSM, and Eric, if you're still there, go ahead.
I'm still here, but I'm not sure I'm all there, but that's okay. It's 6:45 in the morning. I'm curious about who has their own radar station still, and I don't know. It'd be a fun thing to find out. KHRY.
Yeah, sounds good. And it would be kind of cool to, you know, find out. And I don't know, it would be kind of a fun project. Actually, one of the things I want to get into is radio astronomy and using amateur radio. My parents up at the cottage there had DirecTV. And so I've got a DirecTV satellite dish up there, and they canceled their DirecTV service. Well, they don't want the dish back. They want the satellite boxes and all that back, but not the dish. So I've got a perfect satellite dish that I can use with the BNC on it. And I'm going to try to use that for some radio astronomy projects. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Well, that sounds interesting. Another thing you might be able to do with it, but it's been a while since I looked into how and why and what, is there's a thing called outer net. And you could build an outer net receiver, potentially, and that would let you download information without needing a two-way communication. You just hook up like a Raspberry Pi, and it receives stuff. KEGRY.
Oh, wow. I think you said that was outer net. Is that correct? I feel like I've heard of that before. What is that exactly? Is that kind of like a free internet kind of thing?
It's sort of like a free internet. It doesn't use two-way communication. You don't get to pick what you receive at a particular time. But they just kind of broadcast stuff on a loop. And your device receives that and stores it, and then you can access that. So you can get like news and weather and a bunch of other stuff. It's not super localized, but you know, it's there. As I said, I haven't checked it out in a while.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool, interesting. It's a constant evolving loop. It's one way, correct? It's one way. It's just a downlink only.
KEGRY returning. I'm sorry, I missed some of that.
Oh, no worries, Eric. I was just getting clarification there. It's one-way communication, right? It's a constant stream of data, and it's just one-way communication. It's just a downlink, right? You are not transmitting anything up. Is that correct?
That is correct. You're not transmitting anything up. It's just a constant stream of information. I feel like there was even talks that they were going to include some software in there. in the feed.
I'm gonna have to look into that. Outer. Okay, fantastic. Well, I might have to find another satellite dish then and see see what I can do. Because I'd like to do the radio astronomy thing, but this outernet thing sounds really interesting too. That's really cool, and I'm assuming that's it's a satellite. Is it a satellite network? Like, do they have a network of satellites up there for outernet? I'm gonna have to do some research on this. And I do need to get some sleep here in a little bit, but I'm curious if you know the answer off the top of your head, if it's a network of satellites.
They don't have their own satellites, but they use other satellites. It's essentially a satellite radio channel, I guess. Not that they use like Sirius or something. They use other people, but and they list all the satellites they use and where to point the stuff. So I gotta take care of a few things. So maybe this is where we call it. But it's been good talking to you this morning, Zach. KE8GRY.
Yeah, sounds good, Eric. I'm going to let you go. I got to get some sleep here, too. I'm actually starting to feel a little yucky right now. So, yeah, I'm going to go crawl into bed and try to get a little sleep here. Yeah, sounds good. Good luck, and have a good rest of your day. And I'm going to research this outernet later when I'm more awake. But thanks for all the information on that. And that sounds like a really neat project. I'm going to have to look into that and see what it takes to set it up. Thanks, Eric. 7-3, and have a good morning and a good day. KE8GRY, KE8BSM. Good night, everybody.